We are back. This is episode 3 of Bear and Becoming. And to start off, I just want to say thank you to all the people who have been following so far. It's been amazing. For our YouTube subscribers, thank you. We've gotten to 15 and I just love it. Thank you. So far, you just made my doubts more settling because I've been very scared to start this off, but you guys are making it way, way better. So today we are here to talk about, what are we talking about today?
As the title says, therapy.
Yeah. Okay, we are going to be talking about therapy and everything that is in between that. And I have here with me my friend who came out and reached out to me and said he would really love to talk on that topic. Yeah.
Yes.
Go and introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Trevor. Trevor Shikanga. As it says, I am 26 years old. What else? I love anime.
Anime lovers.
Yeah, I love anime. I am a fitness enthusiast and soon to be trainer.
Yeah, nice.
Yes,
nice.
I am 5'8". Yes.
So do you stay in the how long do you stay in the gym daily?
How long do I stay in the gym? On a good day, 2 hours. Or no, on a good day, 1.5. But normally just 2.
2?
Yeah.
2 hours in the gym?
Yeah.
I mean, 40 minutes, natoka hapo na hema we?
Well, it depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you're doing. Yeah. Because if you tried my workout routine, well, you wouldn't. It's just something you're doing like a span of 40 minutes. Maybe one if you cut a few things short. But 5 minutes, 40, that would be it would be difficult.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But think, if you were to look at me, I'm like, I want to lose weight. You think it's possible?
Well, yeah. How do I put this? When you say
like, if I wanted to lose weight further than this, because recently I checked and I'm like 60 kgs.
60 kgs.
60. But I think it's healthy. I'm not so bad.
I mean, I would say with let me say with the way I went to school. I went on attachment as a trainer, and I noticed that with a majority of ladies, it's more of
how they look.
No. But I mean, what they brought in as their goals was weight loss, and the perfect term, toning, of which now, if it's weight loss, now they would wish that it be in terms of reduction of fat, especially on specific areas. On specific areas, for the majority of times, it's the belly fat, the sides, the arms, the thighs, and well, sometimes I want to tell them the truth, but it's more of okay. You see, you're just new to this. Let me just take you slowly by slowly. Then you will realize on your own that
what is the truth.
What is the truth? You cannot spot reduce. I mean, you cannot spot reduce fat. You can't really spot reduce. You sometimes you have to honestly just work out, do your cardio, be on a caloric deficit. Keep yourself moving because there are areas where reducing fat will be very difficult. The tummy being the first because. Well,
that's an interesting topic. We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
But that's a very good insider tip. Okay. I will go through that when I start my fitness journey.
Yes.
But today we're going to talk about therapy. You said you are in therapy.
Yes, of course. Yes.
When did you start?
When did I start? I'd say this would be courtesy of my parents. My first interaction with therapy was in high school, mostly during the holidays. Then from there now, going personally was now when I got a job. When I got a job was when I was like, yes, we need to delve deep into this thing.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about how it has affected your personal life, your relationship life, your family life, and how you are so far as a person.
Yeah, of
how
course.
you've grown out of that. And let's start with what are some of the things that triggered you, or what were the events in your life during high school that made you want, or your parents, you said your parents. What made your parents say that sasa wewe unahitaji therapy?
Well, on that now, on the first interaction with her, I really don't know because because I just remember one day they were like, "Yo, you're going somewhere," and I'm like, where? We just going. I've had he's the same. I've had one therapist ever since. I've known him since I was in high school, and at that point, I don't know. I don't know what my parents' concerns were, but I would say I am grateful that I got to know how a therapy session is, because I would say I am unconsciously a therapist to many of my friends. So yes.
Okay, so how would you describe yourself as a teenager? Maybe we can come into the root of why you wanted they wanted you to go into therapy.
As a teenager, I was quite, let's say fearful. I wasn't that very timid. I wasn't that macho. I was just lean. For lack of a better word, thin. So I wasn't that much.
You weren't a troublemaker?
No, I wasn't. I mean, if you wanted to see me as one, but I don't think I was that much of a troublemaker. Yes.
No, I don't. Okay, so how was therapy? The first one. How was your first?
Oh, okay. I would say with therapy, when I interacted with it when I was in high school, it was more of I took it as a time when I would honestly just speak. Like it was a time when I would just go and speak to someone, and they would honestly, just interact. That was how I saw it. Because in more ways than one, we're all unique in our own way, both in conversation, both in also personality, and when I went to therapy, I don't know. Let me say I enjoyed it, because this is one place where you are allowing me to speak all that I want, all the deep conversations and such.
Could your parents never told you what was the point of that therapy itself?
No,
never had that conversation.
No. I at that point I didn't. I've never really asked. No, I've never really asked. It was more of you took me here. You want me to go? Okay, let's go with it. I didn't ask.
Just did. What age was that?
How old was I? Was I 16?
16.
Yeah,
Form 3.
Yeah.
Where? Hey, the age where we are getting into all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Nakumbuka mafunky tuliana your age. The things people would do. But yeah, that's very much okay. So basically, from the start of your journey with therapy, how has it been? Tangu uanze and then finishing high school. So after kumaliza high school, why did you decide to continue even going on with therapy without even your parents? Sasa?
Okay, now after high school, now I would say, since my parents are the one who are paying, I didn't necessarily, now from high school up until I got a job, I wasn't really consistent, because now I mean how old was I? 18 to 21. Who has money, honestly?
True.
So I was at the, don't say mercy of my parents, but they really determined whether therapy would continue or not. So it wasn't that much consistent. So I was just road dogging this thing called life. Yes. So from 18 to 21,
they were still the ones who were determining whether you went or not.
Yeah.
And how was that, by the way? Because in our last episode, we talked about outgrowing versions of ourselves necessarily within that span of high school into college life, and all the changes that come in between there, within the changes that you might have experienced, or what were the changes you experienced, and how did you navigate them with therapy?
Well, changes. I don't know how to say, how to talk about the changes.
Like, how did you navigate new friends?
Okay.
The situations, circumstances, environment.
With friends, what I can say is I've really had a difficult time making friends. Really, very difficult, because I started my diploma in human resource in 2019, and prior to that, I had a friend who honestly did me dirty. He did me dirty, and it's been quite it's been quite difficult.
What did he do?
Well, apparently, I hosted him at some point, but then he sadly went off with my mom's phone.
Oh.
Yeah. And now the funny thing is now I have this thing called, when you give someone the benefit of doubt. I was very naive at that point. And one thing therapy has taught me is that take people for who they are. They will show you who they are. They will show you who they are. And I didn't see him for who he was. And the liar was one of them. Because I will say this, when the phone got lost, one thing he did, in fact, alikuwa anatusaidia kutafuta. So yeah. So at that point, it was very. Again, I was very naive. I was very naive, and that is, I take accountability of that. I didn't know any better, but after that scenario, it was very difficult going through this thing called friendship. Because again, in fact, I didn't know I was an introvert until I was like 20 years old.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know, because I had this notion where if, I mean, how do I put this into words? I thought that if this is a social situation, I have to be social with everyone.
Oh.
Like in any social situations, I thought that it was consistent that I must be social. I didn't know that I was quite introverted. I found it very difficult to interact. In as much as deep down, I desired to interact with people, but again, I just found it very difficult. And I'd say the whole of my diploma, 2019 to around 2020, getting friends was not easy. It was not easy. So I just kept to myself, which I didn't have. No one took me through this. I didn't know anything about being social. I was socially awkward, socially anxious.
I get that. Wow, yeah, I get that.
I was raw dogging these things, and it was very difficult. That is the most honest thing I can say. A 19-year-old me.
Imagine, really, I kind of get it, because Adi Mimi, like joining campus, it was kind of difficult. Like sometimes you'd feel you're in an outdoor situation, and then you're trying your level best to make that like interaction, but then there's an ish kind of feeling. You're just not feeling like you're comfortable there.
I mean, yeah,
there's that uncomfortability. For me, it was an uncomfortability. I feel like, this is not my surrounding, and I forced myself to be there.
At the same time, also, I mean, it was also I was 20 then, so that was the time I was also starting the gym. So it was, I don't know. It was just difficult. It was just school, gym, home. School, gym, home. I didn't have that much of a social life. Yeah, I didn't have that social life back then.
I completely understand that.
Yes.
You find maisha ni shule tu, nyumbani, shule nyumbani.
Yeah.
Can be so closed off at some point.
I mean, let me say, if you asked me, I didn't say I was closed off, but I just didn't know how to talk. That's the word. I didn't know how to speak to people.
How did therapy help you with
that? How did therapy help me with that? Oh, yeah. That is something you now have to navigate on yourself, by yourself.
How so?
Because how do I put it? People are different. You have to know how to. You have to understand that people won't want to speak or talk about what you want to talk about. You have to understand that you have to have a wide grasp of things to talk about. Like for one, 20-year-old me just knew about the gym. That was gym and sports. And honestly, on a social setup, it's rare to find someone with such. I was how old? 20. Who it was very rare for that, and again that was limiting. But now getting older, I'm realizing there are a lot of things you can get to talk about. There was, again, anime. How do I put this? For people who enjoy conversations concerning what do you call it? Back then, now this was me back then. People like Andrew Tate and such. I was a fan of him until. Well, when you get to have or rather when you get to understand that the ideals you certainly don't have to follow, I was like, you're speaking truth, but there are things I have to sideline myself from. Yeah, and also, I mean, just again random things. If it's the politics, though it's not something I'm well versed in, but I can learn something about it. If it's now again family, a family. If it's now relationships, if it's now again now the gym, if it's now I don't know, just speaking to it's easy yet not easy. It's easy yet not easy.
I understand, because so you need to also realize what the person you're interacting with is interested in, wants to converse in.
Yes.
So, and this is just like a random question. As you are a therapist, for me, I don't. It would be before I even started therapy. I've had it like once or twice, but one of the challenges was that I'm going to talk to someone who I do not know. What are some of the things that your therapist did that made you completely comfortable to just share? Ama you naturally you just went in ukaanza tu kumwongelesha?
How do I say it? I cannot speak for all therapists and I cannot speak for everyone, but mine was unique because first impression is everything.
And completely.
And sometimes, and also how you interact with your therapist. Again, I've been personally I've been unconsciously a therapist to so many people, and one of the things that I have learned is if you give someone the chance to just speak at the end of the day, you will learn quite a lot of them, and they get comfortable at the end of the day, and sometimes realize that some people are closed off for reasons known to them. And for my therapist, I don't know. It was more of, should I say it came in naturally or what? I really don't know.
You just got comfortable. You guys just clicked.
I would say that because one again, I didn't have the opportunity to be that social. So when I got that platform, again, I am I am a yap at the end of the day. So when I found that situation or the scenario where this is somewhere where I can actually speak, and this person won't use this against
you, the doctor-patient confidentiality.
So he didn't use it against me, and he let me speak. And in as much as he was like, well, let me say, sometimes being a therapist, you see some things that you're like, okay, I'm saying this pattern. He didn't address it then, but as time went by, he was like, okay, these are certain things that have happened in your life. Would wish to address this. So with that, I'd say personally, this was, should I say, I can't call it a coincidence, but I just say it was just, let me say God.
God.
Yes.
It was God, but
yeah.
Well, okay, so navigating through, talked about how you've navigated university and all the challenges. Therapy helped you, give you that space to speak. Let's go to relationship wise, because hapo ndo inakuanga tough. T for tough. Relationship wise, how did that, like, did it impact you in any way in your relationships?
Therapy.
Yeah.
Yes, because
all of them.
Because how do I say it? Therapy gives you an idea of who you are. It won't be full, but it gives you some steps. And as you get to know who you are, there are things you will learn that you cannot change about yourself. There are things you will learn that there are things you're subject to your environment. And sometimes you have no choice. You have no choice. Sometimes this is what you have grown up knowing. And in terms of relationships, again, with friends, that is something I am navigating.
You're still navigating that?
Till date.
But sasa with counterparts.
The opposite counterparts.
Yes. Any scenarios where you've come up, challenges that you have experienced that you put up to solve with therapy?
Yes. Now, I would say my last relationship was, when was it? Last year, February. And I would say that now these are the things that, looking back, being accountable for it, I would say that sometimes your choice of partner could be guided unconsciously by what you have known and seen in your family. This is on an unconscious point of view, because sometimes you don't realize it until your eyes are open, and therapy helped with that. And I would say this is now. I'm not saying now you find my ex and ask her these questions. But what I would say is when it was like 1.5 years, the relationship was like for 1.5 years, and I realized that, well, my partner had issues of her own, and sometimes I'm like, yo, I am grateful I realized that therapy is needed, and I was given the platform to actually speak my mind.
What are some of these problems they had?
There was a point in a relationship where she was, I noticed. So again, sometimes with therapy, as you get to know yourself, you see things in a way that it's mostly unconscious.
Yeah.
And you will see things that, hey, are you okay? Especially in relationships, you can't hide yourself. It's like you become an open book. But at the same time, also, you will decide what to say, in as much as you're an open book. And I saw that she was going through a state of depression at that time. She became closed off. I don't know. Again, she put certain walls, and I am like, at that point, I can't really push and tell her, you are open up about this. I just had to like tell her, how do I say it again? I had to approach it in a way that whatever you're going through, I am here to, just listen to you. At that point, I can't really solve whatever she was going through, but I was like, I'm here to listen to you. Like, a problem shared is half solved. So,
True.
Yeah. But, well, it didn't work. It didn't work because she unconsciously made the decision not to speak, and I had to be okay with that. And the relationship ended sadly. But I realized that you cannot save everyone. I unconsciously tried to be the Superman of the relationship.
Superman. What did you do?
No, again.
You tried to make that effort to reach
I tried
out.
to make that effort. In fact, it became more one-sided. It became more one-sided, where I'm like trying to reach out to her. Oh, are you okay? Oh, yeah. So, but then I got to understand that people are independent beings. Whatever you want, the other person won't want it. And you have to be okay with that. Like, you may want the best for them, but until they realize that,
until they themselves find the need to go solve that problem that they might have,
it won't solve it. And I don't know, I mean, it hurt, but some things just
you learned how to let it go.
Now
or let her go. You had to let her go.
I would say it just had to hit where you're like, yo, okay. The problem with having ADHD is where you relate things to TikTok sounds and everything.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's a Gen Z thing or what, but now I would say at that point uko like, naomba kujitoa kidogo.
Oh my God. Ulifika point ya hiyo.
Yeah. Though I would say now this is something where I really I'm trying to understand this about ladies. I think she checked out months ago.
Oh.
She checked out months ago. Now for me, when the relationship is ending, for me, I was feeling it there and then. For her, she checked out maybe 3-6 months. I really can't say.
So when. She was already mentally.
So mentally, and maybe mentally and emotionally, she wasn't there. So if it's breaking up and such, that
must have hurt.
It did. It took me. How
many therapy sessions did you go for that one?
I would say I'm thankful I was still in therapy with that, because if I wasn't, that would have taken me to therapy. That would have taken me to therapy.
Can you imagine? She was the first girlfriend?
No, No, she wasn't. This was, how do I say it? I think she was the first lady that I honestly never knew I could do certain things with. Like, have you ever been with someone and you're like, I never knew I could be this kind of person? Like, she brought out a part of me that I never knew was there. Like, it was there, but she brought it out in a way that I didn't know. And now, after heartbreak, now I'm like, hey, maybe all these things go. And then I'm realizing that friends are there for a reason.
Your friends help you?
Honestly, yes. I didn't know Harry back then, but I would say friends help with such things, because that is why I would say in relationships, you have to start with being friends, because sometimes some things I don't want to say they have to come out naturally, but there has to be a way that you as a friend, like, come through for me as a friend, and some things will just, I'm not saying utashtukia, but they'll come out in a way that to your deepest point of need. And my friends honestly did a solid for me after my heartbreak, because at that point I was like, how do I say it? I felt like a dump rag. Like, really, you just let me say,
discarded.
No, not discarded. It's like, I'm not saying this is how guys feel after heartbreak or anything, but you feel like you have emotions, but you do not know what they actually mean. I was saying that for emotions for guys in general, I would say that sometimes you may not know what you're feeling, because for the most part, let's say what society says, men are generally, they bring out things in terms of anger, like kukasirika. Yet deep down, I would say it's a cover up, because it could be now you are feeling sad, you're depressed. Yeah, it could be a lot of things that is coming out in the name of anger. But now, for me, the problem now, I would say the problem with therapy is that becoming self-aware is both good and bad, because now sometimes you understand that these specific actions will hurt someone else, but at the same time also, being self-aware is like, you know what to do, but it's very difficult to navigate that. So in this sense, trying to understand how I was feeling at that point was, it was more of trying to dig deep into the dirt, where I'm like, what is this I am feeling? Is it sadness? Is it depression? Is it grief? Is it, anger? So many things. And now I had to navigate that on my own. Like, the answers you can only get with yourself. And again, the therapist had to, just show me the way along these things. And also, faith also plays a part. And friends. Yes. And it wasn't easy. There are moments I'd speak for myself.
So some, like you said, friends helped you throughout that whole process.
Yes.
But so after that whole heartbreak, the process, what are some of the beliefs that you unlearned about love?
About love.
Yeah.
Love. I would say
Kwanza, how to communicate, because your partner she didn't know how to communicate. She might have had a problem na kusema.
Okay. I wish I knew. Okay, I'd say I knew this, but I wish I knew this to a deeper extent. Avoidance and those with anxious attachments. Know your attachment, by the way. Just know, just know it in general. Know it in general, because it will play a big role in both relationships and how you navigate the workplace. Because, I really, should I say suffered? Because an anxious attachment, I have an anxious attachment. This is something that I am just getting to a secure attachment. Is not that it is not. It's not a walk in the park. But for the things that I unlearned was that, hey, your love is not, it's not this I say it in my perspective. I cannot speak for every person. See, it's not this feeling where you're like, oh, think of this person all day long, or this feeling, oh, he makes me, anafanya moyo wangu ipige kududu kududu, something like that. I mean, in as much as there are parts that may feel that way, but for the major part, it's a choice. Because if you honestly love this person, you will make a choice of now communicating these certain things. You will make a choice of just being there for them. You will make that choice of setting up boundaries and such. And it was difficult. At the same time, also, do not love with the heart and tembea na akili. Because I'd say one mistake I did was that I went all in. I went all in. And I won't call it a mistake, but this is something that I thought I found my person. I thought I found my person at that point. And, well, yes, again, ukipenda, whoever, I don't know how to say this. You must be a fool in order to love. And I'm telling you, hey.
But I do agree to that. I do agree. You have to be a fool to be able to love, because there's some things, there's some things I can say if I was single, and then someone would tell me, like, if your partner did this, I would say, siwezi kubali kitu kayo. I can't. But you get into the shoes of that. No, you are in that relationship, and someone does that to you. Oh my God! So there's some things you're gonna have to agree with and just say, okay, they've done this. How do you go forward?
Yeah,
and learn how to communicate that.
Exactly. And it's I was for the major part. I will love wholeheartedly, because again, I'm not saying because of the fact that you're my person or anything, but I'm not this person for 50-50 thing. Though now, if there reaches a point where I'll just tell you, this is hapa ndo pale nafika. Are you willing? But if I am able, just 100, because this is something that I thought we were on the same page, but clearly we were not. And that is where communication plays a big role. And I was not, again, with an anxious attachment, you tend to overthink a lot of things. And you're like, what if this happens? What if and also something else, do not be afraid of losing that person. In fact, be willing to lose that person, because kama alikuwa wa kuenda ataenda, kama alikuwa wa kubaki atabaki. Yeah, so I had this fear that I would never find someone else like her. But the moment I got friends, I was like, why didn't I have friends like these friends with, because whatever I was not getting in my relationship, honestly, I got it from my friends. Because here's the thing, it reached a point where I'm like, I want to talk to you, why don't you want to talk to me?
They can't be there 24/7. You have to have a life outside of them.
No. It's more of like this. I'm not saying I'm a simple guy, but I am a simple guy. Talking to you does not necessarily mean that everything that I want to talk about. I also want to know what you want to talk about at the end of the day. And here's the thing, I will know. I'm someone who reads patterns. I will read, this is what you enjoy talking about. I will find things concerning that specific. Okay, even one of my love language is sending TikTok trails.
We will not go into color. No, I'm just saying, like,
no, it's okay. It's
for
okay.
Me, it's really hard for me to even be on socials that much. Like, if you send me, I'll get maybe, even me myself, I have people who sending me like 20 reels. And if you expect me to see all of, wow, I just be like, mentally, I'm already tired.
No, it's fine. But
I hope it's not like you send, but I send back.
No. It's more of I'm sending it because I thought of you.
Oh, you thought of it.
Yeah, in this certain way. Yeah. So it's more of what was I saying?
You're talking about your love language.
Oh yeah. So what I can say is that I don't know. I will want to know the things you want to talk about, because I already know maybe I already know what I want. I
think
know
it's a good way to like be interactive. Also,
Yes.
it also shows that you are interested
Yes,
in what
yes.
the other person is interested in.
Exactly. Yes.
So it keeps things on
Yes,
level ground
yes,
and
yes, yes,
interest. But on that note, Sisa, like even after the whole drama and the breakup, what was your?
There was no drama though.
Okay, you didn't have drama. Okay, fine. Oh no, drama. That's really nice because I also don't like drama. I really don't.
It was more of though. How do I say it? Now, the therapy helped in this way. Seeing someone for who they are opens your eyes, because you will realize that behind the love ways, like the such, you will see that this person is doing the very bare minimum. I won't get to the bare minimum because that is another whole topic. But
because why do you not believe in 50-50?
I don't believe.
I don't also believe in 50-50.
Because how do I say it? 50-50. I can imagine if you have the capability of doing 100, why not do 100? But at the same time, also, this is something that you have to. It depends with the person, because there are people who, again, if you give 30, like if personally, I will try and see again. I'll see you for who you are. If your capability is 30, and I'm going 100, knowing fully well I will not get 100, that is on me. But like that is personally on me.
You would be comfortable with knowing that your partner cannot give you 100. Would never be able to give you 100, because that is dangerous.
No.
That is very dangerous. No. What if the day you are at they are constantly always at 30?
No.
And you're not at 100.
No. I'm saying this, like, I'm saying it in this way. Seeing someone for who they are is, if you see the person's capability is 30, man, just sometimes, okay, if it's like being kind and generous, yes, I will. But Jua, this is on you. This is fully on you. But just know, you're 100. Utaiona. Like, just go knowing this person will just give 30.
This is why I wanted him here. This is. Oh, it's still recording. Okay.
Like, just know, like, just know deep down, their capacity is 30. Who can 100? That is on you. Just go to their level. But in terms of relationships, I'd say there are seasons. There are times where you will all be 100. There are times when you will be 100, she'll be 30. At 30. There are times she'll be at 100, you'll be like 50. There are times we will all be 30. So I would say, again, relationship, and also one thing about relationships, there is no like this specific way. Again, relationships can humble you at some point, and at the same time also they can open you up, because seeing someone for who they are, that is something I believe you should be ready for. Rather, sometimes you're not ready to see this. Yeah, you're not ready sometimes, because now seeing someone that in their, let's say, 30%, and you're at your 100, you have to, now it will take a lot from you. You're like, I'm not saying responsibility, but
me, I completely agree. Like, even if my current relationship, I'd say there are times where I am very much low. I don't even have the energy to even get to 20. So I would expect that my partner should be able to understand that, and they come up with an open mindset, so that they can also see that, okay, she's not at 100.
Yes.
I'll be there 100 for this time.
Yeah, for this specific time.
Yeah, and if the time that will come, they're not at 100 as well, I should also be open-minded. It's more like a teamwork kind of thing. It's very much a team. A relationship is a 50-50 in the fact that you respect each other completely as people, but in support, it's you give and take for both.
I would say. Okay.
You can't constantly be giving, but in a relationship, you can't constantly always be giving, and it goes back to worth. Like me, by the way, if I don't see that someone is valuing my worth based on what I am giving, like I can constantly be giving and giving and giving, but I never receive anything back, that kind of shows what that person values you, how they value you. So your worth is completely being shown at that point.
How do I say it? I would say I would say I would say if you're a giver, be with a fellow giver. Be with a
I
fellow
was like
giver.
giving, like literally like giving stuff. I'm saying like even emotional support.
Emotional support and such.
Being there, even just giving a lending.
Yeah. If in that sense,
those kind of situations, yeah. So it's always going to be support here and there, and just being open to also be conflict resolution. But like communication is very important for me at least. Communication is one of the biggest things. So ukiwa na shida, by the way, just tell me. Hata if I'm not gonna be happy about it, niambie tu. Yeah, it's better you tell me the hard truth than the softest lie.
Okay.
Because the truth is always gonna come out sooner or later. So what's the point? I be in a state of relaxation up to the point it's gonna hit me. I think that's gonna hit me way harder than if it hit me later.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, basically we've learned so much from relationships. You've learned a lot from your therapy and everything that had to go. What did your idea after the relationship? What did your idea of love look like, Sasa? Sai, even right now, what does your idea of love look like?
Idea of love. Now that is a very something that I'm also still discovering, because one, there is what society says about love, and that is sometimes it's very dangerous, because you may want what society says until you actually have it and you're like, no, this is not what I wanted. Because I would say now
society does shape a very big role in how people, even teenagers, when teenagers grow up and then they start seeing like this is how relationships should be.
Yeah.
It kind of shapes how they think love is, and that's what they crave and they go for. Like those telenovela dramas. Way sema kudanganywa.
Of course, because one thing I know, you can't give what you don't have, and love boils down to, again, your relationship with God and you.
Yeah.
Because one, like I said, you cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah.
And for example, empathy. If you have empathy, you will give empathy. And with love, we are giving, you will give a version of love you have grown up knowing. If your love was this cut-off love and such, that is what you will give. And to you, you'll be like, I see, I've done this. Mona, you're not receiving it. And if you've grown up not knowing what love is, again,
but I think, sometimes even if you do come up and maybe the kind of love you learned was toxic, there's a way you can unlearn it.
Yeah, yes, of course. Of course you can, but that will take quite a lot of effort, especially a lot of effort
coming from it has to start coming from you first. But if you can have the willpower or even like the motivation to want to make that change, it could really be of great impact for yourself, because you get to have healthy love.
But sometimes you don't realize it.
You don't. But like, let's say example, your ex, I'm just saying, like in that scenario where she became avoidant and all those kind
of... he has been avoidant, I just didn't notice
it. Okay, so you were getting to know her more and then you realize that characteristic. So to say that she realizes that avoidance is kind of also hurting the number of people around her, and it clicks on her, by the way, I should change this just so that she can protect also the people that are around her. So you see that kind of effort. It also has to come from within, so that they start out, and it's something that I'm pretty sure if she found out a way to clearly communicate and find a safe space for her to just air out her problems, to address them, she'd be better. Like, she'd heal from that.
Yeah, of course. Of course, I agree with that. And also, I believe there are things, I'd say, as you, in a relationships, know the family background of your partner, because that will, again, how your person was brought up will determine a lot of things.
Yes.
Because if she was in a situation where, again, there are things I see in people, both interactive level, friend level, and I am like, how are things at home? And as they just say things, they're like, my parents are like this, and I'm like,
without even knowing it unconsciously, they start.
It is no. A lot of these things are so unconscious. People don't realize it. People don't realize. They say 10% of the population is self-aware.
That's crazy. But it is true, because the love that you grow up seeing is kind of also the love that you end up giving.
Yes.
Wow.
So
like me, I don't think let me tell you, I'm from a single parent background. I didn't get to see the love from both parents. Though I have come up to learn things that should be within love, should define love. They're not perfect. I'm learning along the way. And for me, I think I'm building what love should seem for me, since I didn't be able to see it growing up. At least love with my counterpart. Yeah. But coming down to it, I think every relationship is the same, by the way. Every relationship with your friend, with your parent, with your siblings is actually very much the same. Like, okay, it's not the same, but it's kind of built within the same building blocks. Because if you're with your parent, you're going to have conflicts here and there.
Of course,
and that's why it comes down to because my boyfriend did this, we can't go past this. I know there's some things like people can do, like I was him here. That's the bare. You can't go past that. But even within conflicts, you have to be able to come and sit down and see way forward. Is there going to be something that is gonna be moving, or it's ending there? And getting the courage to even just sit down and talk about it is very, very hard.
I mean,
very hard.
Again, relating to people is just it's very difficult. It's very difficult, because now again, how in fact, love languages aside, how do you resolve conflict? Are you one person who shuts down? Are you that person who is confrontational? What is it? Confrontational? Yeah, that one. Are you this person who is like, you pretend that it hasn't happened, but you'll be passive aggressive, expecting the person to know what
they did.
And this is very dangerous. Again, this thing boils down to family. How did you see the people who are older than you interact? Because if you saw your parents or your guardians just do certain things, you will and these things are you will follow a certain pattern. In fact, it's more similar to them. And
completely true. There's this podcast I listened to recently. So This Is Love. I think it's the latest one. The lady was talking about how she saw her mother and her stepfather, and her stepfather was kind of this certain way that she kind of perceived him, and those characteristics of this stepfather is the same person that she also ended up dating.
Oh, exactly.
Now you see that kind of pattern. So it's like a continuous cycle. It will never end. But based on everything that is there, how did you approach now the emotional the emotional stability to even continue with life after
the heartbreak?
But you said you did say your friends who have great assistance. But how do you, going forward, how would you now resolve your conflicts differently? I would say assuming let's say from here, by God's grace, by God's grace, it's like I meet a lady or such, or it may not be now, at a particular point where I meet someone. From the very word go, I'd say just communicate. This is who I am. This is what I have. Of course, not everything will be said. There are things you will know along the way. But there's a debrief I'll honestly give you. So from the word go, communicate a certain expectation of a relationship. Because again, I take fault in this. My past relationship. I was not a good communicator. What is the word? Unconsciously, I knew what to say, but it was more of this was more unconscious. I was like,
when you cross that bridge, I will talk about it. But deep down, I knew, like, I knew what to communicate. And that led to, let's say, a few misunderstandings. At the same time, also, I was fearful. Again, I was fearful in communicating. Like, saa zingine, kosana, by the way, kosana mapema, because there is no need for you to waste this person's time for this specific period of time. Then when you ask this question at this point, they'll go like, if I asked it earlier, I wouldn't have wasted your time in all this. So I would say that is one fault I take. I was not honestly a good communicator. I what is I'm forgetting what word to use, but unconsciously I assumed. I went based on assumptions a majority of times, and that is very dangerous. I am learning to say things as they are, where it's like, if you have hurt me, I'll just say it as it is. This is you. These specific words or actions didn't work well for me, and they made me feel this certain way. If if we're having conflicting arguments, just say this is. I mean, just navigating through conflict. That is something I am honestly learning, both from friends and my family, because you will reach a point where you will realize you will not be on the same page on certain things, and sometimes you'll have to be okay with it.
Yeah, agreeing to disagree.
And sometimes you will have to set a boundary, and you're like, kidogo pale, this is what you think, this is what I think. I do not think your thought pattern is in line with what, and this is where we are drifting apart. So as in, and also, again, on fear, there is this fear of what that person might think. Again, I was fearful that maybe again they would leave me and such. I was fearful that, hey, I wouldn't find another. So there was this fear, and this is something that honestly I am trying to navigate. Fear is something that will hold you back on so many things.
Completely.
And
there's this acronym I think I kind of came up with, like, I didn't come up with it, I saw it like in high school, just the motivations. Yeah. Like, so fear stands for, it can either be, since it's FEAR, can also either be face everything and run, face everything and rise, or face everything and run. So you're running away from it.
Yeah, and let me say, it's not the advantages of being self-aware. It's more now, I'm seeing fear, but deep down, you asked, this is something you asked where I was as a teenager. My inner child, that is, I would say that is, I also throw hands because one, the fear is a cover-up. The fear is a cover-up, but deep down, it's more maybe you are hurt. Maybe you just again you could be shutting down, and it's fear is like just what people are seeing, but you've honestly shut down. Maybe I don't know. There are a lot of aspects, and for me, again, me as a teenager, that is who I was, and as an adult, I have to be accountable to that. It's like now talking to you. The talks you have with yourself, it's like you're talking to a child. You're like, okay, what is wrong? You're feeling this today. Why? This and this happened. Okay, what can we do about it? It's like walking yourself through certain things. Then sometimes you realize, hey, your inner child is very hard. It's very wants to throw hands, and sometimes you're like, and yeah, these are things where you have to sit with ask yourself the hard questions. Ask yourself, like, you're anxious. Why? If it's stemming back to how your childhood was, be authentic with that. If it's something you can fix, again, just take the steps. Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So, in one statement, what would a healthy relationship look like to you right now?
A healthy relationship. I'd say one that is viewed in a lens that God sees it. Because one, my lens would be so broken that my version of love would be what I see. But what God says, in fact, that is the ultimate. And I may want a healthy relationship, but, and here's the thing, but unconsciously, this is not what you want. Because, okay, this is me just now ranting and saying, everyone wants a healthy relationship until you get to know what it takes from you.
Yeah, for you to have it.
And for you to have it. Because one, I'll tell you, again, if it's communication, like of which you've talked about mostly, sometimes you will have to tell if that person, no, actually, you may perceive communication as that person being confrontational.
Yeah.
And that person is like, no, I'm telling you, this is how you made, and this is how certain things happen, and this is the outcome. And this hurt me such and such way. But for you, you're saying it as, wait, mbona ni kuia mkali? Eh?
Oh my goodness.
And this is just one of them. This is just one of them. There are so many aspects that a healthy relationship requires that it may need you to, in fact, just cast away a version of you that you knew. And a journey that I am on right now is the version of me that I know right now. I want to cast it away. But then again, now the new version, what does it mean? Or rather, what is it? Because one thing, assuming you, let's say you get over certain struggles you have in your life.
Yeah.
What next? If you don't put something constructive or positive after you have forsaken, lack of a better word, you cast away that, something else will fill it.
True.
Something else will fill it. And right now, I'm just trying to navigate what is, as in just the version of me that I need to be. No one, I need to be. What does it require? And what do I need to do? Because one, again, there is work that you honestly need to do that no one else can do it. Only you have to do.
Yeah.
So and again, being an adult, one of the things my therapist said, no one is coming to save you, and realize that early. Because it will reach a point where your parents will be independent from your parents' decisions.
Yeah.
Your friends, in fact, watakuwa like, "Yo, check, you made that on your own. We can just help you navigate certain situations, but anyway." And accountability, you have to be accountable for so many things.
Very much. That is basically what adulting is.
And also, I mean, because one, I would say taking accountability, it is so hard because one thing, it's harsh, but this is something that I just getting to know. But how do I say it? In as much as you are victimized, let's say in your traumas, in what you've gone through in life,
Kabisa.
You cannot remain a victim.
You can't
remain a victim this whole time.
You can't ever, because it would be like you're also going to be continuing that cycle.
Yes,
unconsciously.
Exactly. Unconscious. And being an adult, itafika to point because you can't blame mental illness. In as much as it is a factor, you cannot blame it. You cannot, because personally, there are decisions I have made consciously. And if you ask me, I'm like, this is not even the devil. This is me. This is me.
Completely you.
This is me. Hey. This is not that the devil came, spoke. No, this is me. I made this decision, and I have to take accountability for that. And it's kind of a bittersweet feeling, because there are things you're like, ulifanya hii mbona? Like, okay, so and so, okay, ni sawa. Sometimes you're like, ulifanya hii. Kwa nini? Mbona nataka kujua? You become defensive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I completely agree. Accountability is something that everyone has to come up with, so that you stop even victim blaming. You have to really stop that to even just move forward, to have reasons why something happened, and also have you can learn how to prevent it in the near future. So as we wrap up, what are some takeaways that you could give out?
Some takeaways.
Some cute takeaways.
Some key takeaways I could give out. Well, I would say this to someone who's listening to this. I can speak as an elder brother and say, seek therapy earliest as possible, because there will come a time. Again, we are the parents of tomorrow for us Gen Zs, and there are things you'll have to face before you become a parent, because it would be sad that your child would be seeing aspects of you and they're like, Mono kwa hivi, then you become defensive. So I'd say seek therapy as soon as possible. I would also say friends. Be now this cuts across, whether in terms of especially in relationship wise. Friendship saved me from a lot of emotional turmoil, and I would say seek friends who honestly tell you the truth regardless of the situation. May they be emotionally intelligent, of course, but be with friends who just tell you the truth. And I would say also be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give kindness yet
you don't have it.
If there was a way, your internal monologues, if someone could listen to it, and this is how harsh you are, telling you, it would be very difficult for you to be kind to someone else. And I would say just be kind to yourself. And maybe I would say the world is harsh. Especially
real.
The world is so harsh.
Too real. In fact, the adulting world is hard.
Yeah, it is so harsh.
So hard. So many realities you have to come to face, and you will not have any other choice.
Yeah.
It is life, but there is a way through it. Yeah, there are ways that you can get through it. And even as, not even just, I was going to say male children, but I think that every single person, cutting across every single person, person should have, should seek therapy as well. Because growing up, even in young developmental years, we do need it. Especially teenagehood, where our emotions are all over the place. Yeah, it would really help on so much, because there's some generational traumas that we kind of pass along without even knowing it, because we didn't get a chance to let them out or air them out.
Oh, and also maybe something else. Find someone who, in as much as let's say you're speaking to them, find someone who will just tell you things that could be a mentor, could be someone, an elder brother, but just find someone whom you can just be authentic with.
Yeah. Completely real with. They'll be honest, real hard truths here and there, and they can also just guide you through life.
But okay, this is now on the side concerning therapy. I am realizing therapy is people need therapy. People need therapy at the end of the day, but I hope you have the capacity to understand whatever will be dug out in therapy. I hope you have the capacity to honestly understand what certain things have happened to your life have affected you, because one, therapy can help you fix your habits, fix certain things, but the soul, there are things only God can do. That is why currently therapy, both, again, talking to someone and such, and faith, I would say they really go hand in hand, because one, now this is now me. Therapy helped me quite a lot. Helped me seeing. In fact, you see certain patterns and you're like, we are doing this again.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So there are patterns you will honestly see, and you will evade them.
Okay.
But there are things you will not be able to solve
alone.
There are walls you will hit, not once, not twice, not thrice, but so many times, and you will not. And honestly, you won't have answers to everything, and the things only your relationship with Christ can answer.
Yeah, and that was actually amazing.
Yeah,
we kind of touched some very sensitive topics that I very much enjoyed talking about. Therapy it should be normalized, but the therapy should be normalized.
Of course, and also,
you know, some people say like we are Africans. Therapy needs white, so therapy should really be normalized. As we finish,
when you share this meme, where the other, let me say, this is just generalizing. You do not have to fit this bracket. Back in our days, we do therapy. then with you, like, I notice, and it is showing.
It is showing.
It is showing.
It is very clear.
It is very clear.
But yeah, therapy should be normalized, and we should be able to have safe spaces to come up with our emotions, speak about our feelings, and just generally be able to grow within our mistakes. You learn from them. You fall. You learn how to accept them, your circumstances, your problems, and everything in between that. And basically, I just want to finish up by saying thank you so much.
You're very much welcome.
Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for reaching out. This was a pleasure. Yeah, we could have you next time, by the way, for fitness.
Please do. Please do.
Next time for fitness.
Please do. I have a lot to say about fitness. This journey. In fact, I have so much to say concerning fitness, because I don't want to speak, but just a snippet. There are things, there is a journey I've just gone on my own, that if I find someone that I can just share with, I can just give the information for free. Yeah. I won't tell you I have this. No. But I'll just give you this info for free. And
then we will do that. You will share that with us in the next episode, next future episode, and we will put that out there. So I just want to say thank you for whoever's watching this right now as well. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone out there who needs or wants to speak about anything that you have gone through, you have learned, and you have grown from it, this is a safe space. Yeah, this is a soft and very quiet space for you to just become someone new, to identify your growths and your weaknesses, and move forward from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, maybe now final take. I'd say become the friend that you know. They say search for the right partner. They say become the right friend, become the right partner.
Just to add on to that last take, there's something one of my friends once told me. Before I should ever start dating anyone, I have to date myself.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute at the moment because I was like very conflicted with my relationship. But yeah, that is the end for us today. This was Bear and Becoming. We have enjoyed this episode so far.
Yes, of course.
I am loving this. So if you have anything you want to say, anything you want to share, please reach out. This is Ben Becoming. You can reach us on our socials, Instagram, TikTok as well, YouTube. You can tune in, and we're also on Spotify, so they can tune in on that as well. Yeah, I'm on Spotify. Okay. Have you seen the last episodes?
Okay, that one I have known that now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just tune in. Let us what you think about therapy. Should it be normalized or not? Do you think therapy can also be a safe space for releasing your emotions, growing, and just learning from everyone else's experiences and your own? Let us know in the comments, and I can't wait to see you next time.
and if you need a therapist, an elder brother, please. I'm not saying reach out to my.
Just let us know if you would like to talk to him.
Yeah.
So, think tumemalizia hapo.
Yes, of course.
Let me.